What if one morning India, the land of a billion dreams, woke up to a reality where casteism simply ceased to exist? No scheduled castes, no Brahmins, no OBC, no lower or upper anything. No surnames carrying silent social codes, no temples with restrictions, no manual scavenging, no hate. Just people, human beings, finally equal in identity, opportunity, and dignity. A clean slate in a country scarred by 3,000 years of division. Imagine a school admission form where the caste column is gone. Job applications that only care about your skill. A Dalit girl applying to a top medical college and being judged solely by her talent, not by her category. Picture villages where no one is forced to sit separately, where water is shared freely, where temples no longer ask what family you're from, but only welcome your prayers. Intercaste couples, no more fear of honor killings, no more eloping in the dark. Weddings are finally about love, not lineage. And slowly but surely, you begin to feel it. Something is shifting. In this caste-free India, there's a quiet revolution. As months pass, talent begins to rise like never before. Young boys from slums become engineers. Adivasi girls become coders. Dalit children, once mocked for dreaming, now walk into IITs and AIIMS with heads held high. Merit becomes the new religion. Cities expand. Small towns become startup hubs. India's GDP grows because untapped brilliance, long buried by birth, finally sees daylight. There's a renaissance in the arts too. Dalit poetry is performed on national stages. Tribal dances go viral. Bollywood starts casting for skill, not skin tone or surname. You don't just hear new voices, you feel them shaking the soul of the nation. And in this India, politics is no longer about vote banks and caste coalitions. Parties dissolve their identity-based factions. New leaders rise, not based on who their ancestors were, but what their vision is. Reservation policies evolve. They are no longer based on caste labels, but on actual poverty, rural disadvantage, and generational hardship. The child of a poor Brahmin farmer in Bihar and a first-gen tribal girl from Odisha both get scholarships because now the system supports those who struggle, not those with surnames. Meanwhile, education reaches the unreachable. Villages once ignored now have high-speed internet and world-class teachers. Children who were once segregated by caste now sit beside each other as equals, not tokens. In some families, the healing begins. Grandparents who once used caste slurs watch their grandchildren marry across castes and bring them together with love. The trauma doesn't vanish overnight, but it fades and hope takes its place. Like any revolution, it doesn't come without resistance. There are protests. People cry, reverse discrimination. Courts are flooded. Debate shows scream. Old privileges don't go quietly. And when caste no longer divides us, we discover new forms of division. Region, religion, class. Because humans, it turns out, are experts at building walls. The system may change, but mindsets still need rewiring. Still, despite the resistance, this new India moves forward. Because once you taste freedom, you can't go back. Because once a child grows up knowing they are not inferior, they don't need permission to dream big. Imagine a Dalit girl, once banned from entering temples, now leads a global research team on AI for rural sanitation. A Brahmin boy learns Gond tribal dance, not to help, but to learn. An Adivasi boy builds the next big tech startup from a village no one knew existed. These aren't fairy tales. These are the futures we are postponing by holding on to caste. The question is not whether caste will end. The question is when. So, what if casteism disappeared? India wouldn't just become equal, it would become unstoppable. The greatest minds, the most creative talents, the bravest leaders, all rising, all thriving, together. And if we could remove something as old and deeply rooted as caste, What else could we remove? What if money never existed? Could we design a world without banks, wealth, or poverty? A society where value comes from contribution, not coins? Subscribe now. The next What If is going to break your brain.